Welcome to the Freedom Property Podcast, the modern real estate brand empowering excellence. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back. It's the Freedom Property Podcast show. We've got one of the Freedom Property OGs in the house today, Mr. Peter Houliston. Welcome.
Thank you very much. And it's lovely to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
No, I'm so stoked to have you on the show, to be honest with you. You've got a wealth of knowledge and a lot of experience in this industry. So, yeah.
17 years now.
17 years.
Yeah. It was the first thing I did when I got off the plane from England.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was going to do. My background in England is always running my own small businesses.
Yeah.
And, so I thought, and it was in food. It was in catering, believe it or not.
Sandwich shop, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely.
I actually had award-winning businesses, back in England, and I sold them to come and experience the Australia dream.
Yeah, absolutely.
And here I am. But, I just fell into real estate, so it's been great.
I remember you coming into the office, because I was only in the office about 6 months before you. And
you took my photograph for me.
Did I?
Yeah, for my business card.
Oh, wow. How marketing has changed, eh?
Yeah, holy moly, has it not?
Oh, my God. But I remember because, I was like 18 at the time, and you came in, and I think Dylan must have been like... Was he even born then? Was he?
Oh, no, he was born. I think he was about 6 years old.
Was he? Yeah. I remember him being really young. But, I remember when you got there, like I was just like, wow, but breath of fresh air into the office, because the office was always cool back then. But like I had so much fun when you started, because like we just had a laugh the whole time.
Yeah, it was a laugh, wasn't it?
Absolutely. I think that's part of the enjoyment of real estate for me, the people you meet and having a bit of fun along the way. Eh?
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. You know what I liked about you when you first started?
How come you've never told me any of this stuff until now?
Well, we hardly ever get a chance to see each other, do we? So this is a good place to have a catch up. I like it. This is why I want to get you on, so we can have a chat and catch up with things. So, but I remember when you started, because remember how we used to have roster back in the day?
Oh, yes.
I was telling the guys about it here. Like, roster was like an important part of the day, hey, because there was no realestate.com back then. There was the local paper, but to get inquiry on things, they would either ring the office landline or they would walk into the office,
right.
wouldn't they?
Yeah.
So if you had roster, like prime time, like you were on. And that's what I was saying, like we used to like battle it out for rosters. I'd always take roster because I was like, if anyone walks in, there's a chance you could do a deal with these people. And I remember you used to, on your roster, you used to go stand out the front of the office with your clipboard, and anybody that walked past,
stop and talk to them.
You would.
Yeah.
And you'd get their email.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I remember at the time, and this is really from running my own businesses back home, I knew that you had to be very active and have a plan.
Yeah.
If you wanted to be successful in anything. And I remember, because it was a very busy office, there was a lot of people in there, and they almost laughed at me when I went out there.
Absolutely.
And I'll never forget, I'd only been in the business for about 6 months, and somebody came to the window and I went rushing out there, and you could kind of hear people saying, oh, there he bloody goes again. And this was someone looking through the window, and I ended up listing a $1.5 million acreage. So, it's about, getting out and talking to people. That's what this business is about.
Absolutely. Yeah, like you were doing things that other people weren't prepared to do.
Yeah.
Like, and you were doing them well.
Yeah.
Like even you were doing videos before I did them, because when I was watching like videos for the first time, because you were really good at them because you were so funny, and I was like, well, I used to think that video was your thing. Yeah. And I used to be like, oh, but I'm not Hooli, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not funny. Like, people won't want to watch my videos, but I just did it. I just did it anyway, But like, you were doing all the things like first.
Yes.
Like you were the first to go like, be like, all right, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do that. Like, so good on you.
Yeah. Videos always still make me a little bit nervous, but I actually think I was probably the first agent in the Redlands to do.
I think you were.
Video.
Absolutely.
And to do it on a regular, basis. And, the videos are not about me. It's about, selling not just the house. It's about selling lifestyle, to people. And so video gets a message across of not just what it's, what the property's like, but, what's it like to actually live in that area? What things, to do.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you talk about magnificent Raby Bay Harbour and
Absolutely.
the top schools and this kind of thing?
Yeah, and when you do it with passion, like what you were doing, like because you did love the area so much, and then that makes people know that you love their property as well, and that that's the kind of house I want to buy. That people love. So yeah, it worked, and we weren't really thinking of it like that when we were doing it, were we? Like
No.
back in the day, like even still now, like you don't think like that, but that's obviously what it's become. But you were just thinking like, oh, just sell the property, like you weren't thinking like, I'll get more listings. You're just thinking like, I'll just try and sell this house, like and love it,
What makes me laugh, and it still happens today, where obviously I've got a little bit of an accent. And, you'll get people rocking up to open homes and they'll say, I've watched all your videos. Why, aye, man? So they try
Whisper
the old
quiet
accent.
street, yeah. Oh, absolutely, mate, absolutely. So, yeah, no, it's and you were a door knocking beast back in the day.
Yeah,
well, you still pretty much are, really.
Well, I am, and sometimes can be controversial with other agents, but part of my job is enjoying being out and about in the community.
Nice.
Nice. Real estate is about community and meeting people. And it's amazing because, you'll knock on somebody's door and, everybody knows me now in Thornlands, but, you'll knock on somebody's door back in the day and they'll tell you to clear off, and because they weren't really used to it.
Yeah.
But then, you go back a month later, and I always found that if you give people something, it's about giving, this job, not taking.
Yeah.
And so if you just say, hey, guys, lovely to see you again, just wanted to let you know, and you give them something, and then ask them how the day is and then clear off. That, to me, is proper prospecting, because people get to see your personality. Yeah. They know that you're not some cheesy, salesman.
Yeah.
And it was interesting to see how over the months, passed by, the third and the fourth knock, people then start offering you information. I remember one particular gentleman, and on the fourth knock, he said, you know what, Hooli, I've got a couple of investment properties in Thornlands. I wouldn't mind you to... And so there you go. You've got a couple of listings and a very, very good relationship.
Yeah. And they know you're not prepared to give up, you know what I mean? They know that you're prepared to, be dedicated to your craft and,
Never give up.
That's it. 100%. 100%. Yeah. And the thing about you as well is that you're memorable.
Is that a good thing?
Well, yeah. I think it is in real estate, so... I had Mr. Sell license plates, you're Hooli, you know what I mean? You're very memorable, I'm probably memorable, so I think it's good to stand out. Yeah. And I think that, if you start to do the right things and people know who you are, then obviously it's going to be easier for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, like I said before, like you were doing the things that were like other people didn't want to do. Yeah. So like, where's that come from? Like, why are you so resilient like that?
I think that it's always been, I come from a council estate in just outside Newcastle, and, it's a working class area, and, if you want to achieve anything, it's always about hard work and being persistent. And I remember as a, 5-6-year-old, as unbelievable as that is, I used to sit in my bedroom window at night and look up at the stars. And I know it sounds a bit funny, but I did. Yeah. And I just knew that I was going to achieve something. Nice. And be successful at something. So I just think it's an internal kind of, drive.
Definitely.
But I've had a very interesting life, an extremely interesting life, coming from long spells of unemployment in Newcastle. And I turned that around by... opening my first business, which I had to raise money for, and the banks wouldn't support me. And good old Prince Charles, King Charles III. Do you know I owe King Charles £169? And that came, I actually do. That came from Prince Charles at the time was in charge of he ran the Prince's Youth Business Trust, and it was only for people from deprived backgrounds that wanted to, open business. Yeah. So I came up with a business plan, and Prince Charles gave me £5,000, which back then was a lot of money. Yeah. And I opened up my first business, which was a sandwich bar. Nothing special today, but back then there weren't sandwich bars. You had to go to the butcher and get a ham and peas pudding or a pork and stuffing sandwich. And of course, here I come, and all of my staff had to wear chef's whites and chef's hats, and we had name badges, and we called everybody madam and sir, and people of the town really, really liked it.
Yeah.
So I think that if you're going to do something, again, you've got to have a plan, you've got to have a strategy, and you've got to be good at giving service and giving back.
Yeah.
Nice. That's the key.
Yeah. So, did you, when you moved to Australia, did you know that you were going to do real estate here?
No, I didn't. I actually had an investment, property investment portfolio over there, and I bought 5 homes in the space of 3 years. And I sold them to fund I didn't make a lot of money on them because I just bought them, but it was sufficient to get me over here.
Yeah.
And it's a funny thing because I actually dreamt of, it's laughable now, but I actually dreamt of living on the beach and doing a bit of fishing before, work in the morning, living in the shack, like, the Aussie dream sort of thing, and relaxing a little bit, because having my own businesses, back in England was, quite stressful, and raising young children.
Oh, yeah.
It was kind of, I wanted to escape to paradise.
Yeah, nice.
And it is paradise here, but of course, it's in your blood to want to work hard and achieve and build something.
Yeah.
So when I got here, I kind of thought, well, I'm just going to have a simple job delivering bread buns or something like that in the morning, and then go home and do a bit of fishing. But of course, that didn't work out. Straight into real estate, straight into a bit of stress, straight into building a business.
Absolutely.
Very, very exciting.
Yeah.
Well, I've never looked back, to be honest.
And what a career you've had, and what a business you've created. It's was one to watch, and now you've got your family involved as well in the business, and that must be rewarding for you.
Well, it is, and I was a little bit hesitant. I never saw it coming.
Yeah.
Because I was working long hours back there, and I chose to work long hours. I was always, as you know, first in the office and last out. And in a sense, I didn't want that for my family. We've got a rule in our family, because everyone wants to join the team, which is exciting.
Yeah, true.
And they're very welcome. But before they join me, they have to go out and get a trade.
Okay.
And so there's discipline there, there's effort there, there's commitment. So, there's no easy tickets in life.
Yeah.
And I think that people are just fooling themselves looking for, easy way outs, but there's no such thing.
Seriously.
So, my idea is, and it's actually happened, and I'm very, very grateful for it. So Dylan's a plumber.
Yep.
He's now with, an agent with me. James is an electrician.
Yep.
And my youngest son, Azza, he's a plumber too.
Nice.
So they've all learned something and had to work for something before they come into the business.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then they can appreciate real estate a bit more as well.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, they'll be more worldly, and they're used to dealing with people and solving problems. And
absolutely.
It's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's obviously that it's amazing having your family involved, but it also adds its challenges as well, as I know, because I never expected to be as close with my family. I knew I would always have Jake there, but I never realised that I'd have Gaz and Lorraine as well, and now Tanya.
The legends.
Oh, absolutely. And now Tanya, my missus, all involved in this business as well.
Yeah.
So for me, that's crazy to even fathom, but it all just falls and just happens.
Yeah, it does.
It?
And I think it's a nice thing. I mean, Christine has always been the rock behind all of my businesses back home in England. She's extremely supportive.
Nice.
And I'm actually not the smartest person in the the world, so it's nice to have a very strong and committed.
Most of us agents aren't.
Yeah, yeah. But, having the family there, there's a lot of trust.
Yeah.
They've watched me grow up and, not grow up, but, they've watched me in my business. And so they have the very similar ethics, to me about being, I think honourable is the right word, caring for people and looking after people. And that's a genuine thing. We're a very empathetic, family.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of rubbed off on them. And having them there allows me to concentrate on, the main aspects, of my business.
Absolutely.
And if I'm honest, it also allows me to run off fishing now and again. And
Absolutely. Yeah, you've earned that. You've deserved that, So, yeah, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, so what are some of the better moments that you've had in real estate, Like you've achieved a lot in your time, It's a tough question.
The better moments have been, I kind of thrive off recognition, and I'm not saying that that's a good thing, but, I've kind of got this need for people to appreciate that I am working for them.
Yeah.
And I've had quite a bit of recognition from, here at Freedom especially.
Definitely.
And I feel that I've achieved something, and that I'm constantly giving back, to, especially the Thornlands community, which I love, and I really do. So that's the kind of best thing for me, that I've managed to stand proud, in my own area from achieving good things.
Nice.
I know that sounds, again, a little bit kind of cheesy, but that's just an honest answer.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah, we have a lot of younger, newer agents that watch this show.
Yeah.
And you're someone that's been in the industry for a very long time, as long as I have. And, what advice would you give to them right now?
Well, I think that the industry's different now.
Yeah.
And that all comes down to, tools that we have access to.
Yeah.
Those tools weren't around back then.
No.
Hardly anybody was using it. In fact, it was very rare for a professional photographer to come out.
Oh, definitely.
I remember doing high shots for a property. I would chuck a pair of ladders on the top of my four-wheel drive, put them on a lamppost, the opposite side of the street, and I'd be up there with my very dodgy camera.
Yeah, it's a good angle.
Photographs. So I think that my advice would be to younger people coming to this area is to concentrate on a particular pocket.
Yep.
So choose your farm area.
Nice.
And get out and about in that farm area.
Lovely.
Get a bus stop up, make sure people know that you're around, regularly leaflet drop it, but talking to people is obviously very important. But also use the tools that you've been given.
Yeah.
Because, one thing that I do like about Freedom, and I know this is a plug for Freedom, but it's the systems that we have. They've been very, very carefully thought out.
Yep.
And the transition from the old way of real estate to the new way of real estate was a very slow transition for me. And, still using paper and Post-it notes as well as dabbling with the system. And, of course, that led to chaos in my business. And I lost a lot of business because of that. Whereas now agents have these tools, so use the tools, learn how to manipulate the tools.
Definitely.
And apart from the fact it's going to make you more money for sure, and it's going to get you in front of more people on a regular basis at the important times, it's going to make your life easier too.
Nice. Absolutely. Yeah, great advice for anybody in real estate right now, really. Yeah, the system is amazing here, but it's the people that run that system, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So yeah, you got to take the time, you got to take the effort to understand, why you're creating these buying opportunities and moving them from stage to stage, and, how you're handling your listing opportunities and who does what in your team,
Well, the best agents in this business have got the best databases.
Yeah.
But the problem is there's no point working, very hard to fill a database with names and numbers, but then have no strategy to actually stay in touch with these people. With relevant information that they appreciate, that's of a value to people.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's great advice. It really is. Yeah. And if you are focusing on a community or a pocket of homes or a certain style of property, and they're the kind of people that you are talking to, it's very easy to give them relevant information, isn't it?
Exactly
And that's
right.
why working a patch or that, it just makes so much sense.
I think there's a blueprint in real estate. And, if you stick to that blueprint, I mean, obviously, you have to follow process, is my, biggest advice. But I think that you have to bring something to the table as well. It is a popularity contest at the end of the day.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
I mean, we've learned over the years ourselves, just between each other. Sometimes I've got a listen that you've been talking to,
Absolutely, and vice versa. Yeah,
far too many times you've got a listen that I've been talking to. So it is about giving relevant information that people want and value, but personality comes into it.
That's it. You just got to find your people and do the right thing by these people, and just make sure you get the ones you were always going to get. It's like you say, it is sometimes about a popularity contest, or it's like I went into this listing a couple of weeks ago, and these people, they automatically trusted me. They had 5 agents over, and they still weren't happy. Yes. But they called me in, and I said, well, you've had 5 agents over. Like, what's going on? Obviously, you're not happy with anyone if I'm still coming in at number 6. Yeah. And they were like, well, and I said, well, like, why am I here in the first place? And they just said, oh, we just see you everywhere. We've been watching you for a long time, and they just trust. I'd never met these people before in my life. Yes. But they trusted me. Yeah. Because of the message. Yeah.
And probably more so your personality. If people feel that they know you or know something about you before you rock up. Yeah. I think that the problem is that real estate agents, especially in this kind of market that we're in at the moment, because let's face it is difficult. Yeah. It's difficult to get stock. Yep. And buyers are certainly not in the abundance that they were a number of months ago. Absolutely. You have to get trust from people. And that comes from listening as well. Agents, just walking through people's home. They tell me as well. They say, we've listed with you because the other agents that came through was just this sales pitch and there was no real interest or excitement. Definitely. Whereas we switch that up a little bit, Yeah. But it's a genuine thing. Yeah. Because if you really do care for the people that you are sat in front of, and you really are interested in listening, that's the key, and finding out what standpoint they're coming from, rather than you just sitting telling them this and telling them that. Oh yeah. Well, people then will listen, they'll open up to you and they'll trust you. That's it. Absolutely. Yeah. You got to just ask good questions, eh? Yeah. And just sit back and listen. Seriously. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh. And then offer solutions to tailor-made solutions to their situation. That's what people want. Seriously. Yeah. Like sometimes, when you go over to someone's house, and if you do slow down at the start and ask them all these amazing questions, like you might actually change what you were about to deliver to them anyway, because maybe exactly what you're about to push isn't what they want. So if you haven't asked the right questions and you don't understand your customer, then like don't go pushing anything until you know what they're about. And the key to this is, well, how do you do it? And again, my advice to young agents coming into this business, and this is the best advice I'm going to give you because it absolutely works, is that when you go into somebody's home for an appraisal, don't go looking around the home first. Say to them, guys, I want this meeting today to be of value to you. It's very important that I understand your situation. Would it be okay if we sat down for 10 minutes just so we can listen to a bit of your story? Now that sentence or couple of sentences, I'm telling you now, it's like a lump of gold. Absolutely. Because these people then, the other agents haven't said that, because they're just interested in commission. Get the business, sign here. But then you sit down. If a vendor says, do you want a cup of tea? Never say no. Say, yes, I'll have a cup of tea, thanks. Because then the barriers are coming down. You then sat down on the lounge, with a cup of tea, and then you listen. Love it. And like you say, from that 5 minutes you've told them, 20 minutes later you're still sat there. But now you have a solid understanding of what you have to do to bring value to this person and a solution to their issues or problems or what it is that they want to achieve. Definitely. Love that. Absolutely. That was great advice. Yeah, like I feel that with myself a lot. I go over to people's houses and I just start talking to them, asking them questions, and I feel like that I'm there to advise them
through certain things in their life in terms of their business or in terms of their real estate goals or whatever. I'm just here to listen and then say, oh, have you thought about this? And have you thought about that? And I usually start talking to them about things that have happened in my life or where I've invested or what's happened here or how the business runs here, and then bringing their situation into that as well. And by the end of it, they're just like, oh yeah, we better talk about the house, hey, and it gets to that point. But because you've built that rapport and because they respect you and you respect them, and you've got this connection and you've opened up to each other about, like your investment decisions
the
and that.
Honesty, they can see through. People can see through bullshit.
Yeah,
and I think that a lot of times, you turn up for an appraisal, and I know that this person that I'm walking into their home, they're expecting a hard sell.
Yeah,
they're expecting.
Yeah.
Maybe not bullshit, but real estate, talk. And I think that if you go in with the right attitude, where you genuinely want to find out their situation and help them, for young agents especially, this removes stress and it can remove nervousness, because now it isn't this competition. Get business, I need to earn money.
Yeah,
you're now becoming a trusted advisor.
Absolutely.
To these people.
Yeah, this is really good advice. Like you're enjoying this, aren't you?
Enjoying what?
This moment that we're having right now.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Like you need to be doing
I'll do
more.
anything to get on a telly.
Yeah. You need to be doing more of this stuff.
Yeah.
Because you've got a wealth of knowledge for these agents around us.
Yeah.
And this is for me what brings me so much enjoyment. It's like, just having chats to these people, like being a part of their lives, because they're like sponges. They want to know.
Yeah.
Like they would love for you to go for a coffee with them.
Sponges.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, we need to get you involved more. Yeah. In that sort of stuff, because even watching this podcast right now, I bet you people are going to comment on this about how good this was and like how much value they took from that. And we forget sometimes that how long we've been doing this and how many times we've been into someone's house and how many conversations and how many objections we've dealt with.
That's right.
And we need more of this from you in this business. I think this has been great.
And the funny thing is that, with a wealth of experience, you actually encourage to be questioned as well. I encourage people to throw things at me. And it's not because I'm trying to show off that I have the answer. It's because I want them to ask as many questions as they can, because I actually do have the answer.
Absolutely.
And that comes with experience, of course.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, absolutely love it. So what are some things that you've been struggling with out there in the marketplace right now?
Well, to be honest, I'm not struggling with anything. I think that lack of stock is it's a concern. But, I'm 54, going on 55 years old, and I've been doing it long enough now. So I kind of understand that you never panic, and there isn't a panic.
Yep.
I value my health and my happiness, and
nice.
we're a very close and loving family.
Nice.
So that there is the epitome, if you like. That's up there. I'm happy and I'm safe.
Nice.
Struggles in the business. It's a funny old business, real estate, because you can make 3 or 4 really good sales, and you feel so good, so excited. Oh, I'm the number one or whatever. But then next week you've got nout. So it's a job that kind of does this to your emotions. You can have lots of stock one minute, then you sell it, and then nothing the next. So getting stock at the moment is difficult.
Yep.
So it really is slowly catch the monkey. And again, my business at the moment, after 17 years, I feel as if I've only been in it 6 months, so I've reverted back to all the basics.
Nice.
Get people into the database, set the correct call standards, and so you're speaking to different types of people at the correct times.
Nice.
Service them, keep in touch with them, keep your dashboards down to 0.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Don't forget as well, you should know where the clients are that you like and your potential vendors. One thing, and I do actually get a lot of feedback on this, is when you're driving past somebody that you appraised a year ago or 6 months ago, or just somebody that's on your database, have a nice card. I've got thousands of them with the Houliston team on the front, and handwrite them a note. Just passing today, guys. thought about you. Hope everything's good. Call me anytime, Hoolie.
Love it.
And I get people phoning up saying, "Do you know what? That was lovely getting that card."
Yeah.
Because everyone's just too busy getting bleeding bills and, negative stuff. So,
Well, just the timing. Yeah. Oh, it's crazy that you've left that in my door at this time. And I knew I was going to call you next week,
that's
just,
right.
yeah, little stuff like that. Past clients for you is going to be a gold mine, I reckon.
Yeah.
Like you can go through, obviously, in the system there, you can see all your past clients. I'd be doing laps on them if I was you.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm doing.
They're the ones that will,
And stay in touch with people as well. And I think one of the biggest mistakes that I made in real estate, oh God, kick myself over. I can't believe I used to operate that way. So I would, sell a house, which meant there was a relationship going with the sellers and the buyers. And I didn't realise how important that information was with the buyers. And so I would leave settlement baskets at the front desk. And I wouldn't even bother going and congratulate the buyer.
Yeah.
The lady at the front desk would hand over the keys.
Yep.
Whereas now, I've learned that was a terrible, terrible mistake.
Yeah.
You need to be excited for the buyers and tell them you're excited for them. Keep calling the buyers prior to, the settlement. Is there anything I can be doing to help you? We're so excited for you. Do you want us to book a remove list for you? Whatever it is, and then on the day of handing over the, the keys, have a nice gift. You don't have to spend a fortune. We give them a coffee machine and a nice, hamper, and a voucher, something like that. We hug them and we're so excited for them.
Seriously.
And do you know what?
Awesome.
Say to them, in 12 months' time, I'm going to give you a call just to give you an update on your, your property value, and I'll stay in touch with you that way. And make sure that you send them a card every anniversary.
Nice.
I like to put a scratchy in it, but then I call them, as well, and ask if they want that updated.
Definitely.
appraisal.
If you sell 20 houses a year, for instance, say you sell 20 houses right now, next year you've automatically, before you start, you got 20 appraisals,
Yeah, that's
so
right.
then you sell another 20 houses that year. So that means you got the 20 from the year previous, then this year. So next year you've got 40 appraisals.
That's right.
And then this thing starts building up. So you've been in the business for 10 years selling that, and you're doing all these appraisals every year. You never have to prospect ever again.
But one of the most important things, again, is that the buyer then appreciates that you're a person that's interested in them, and that you're good, for your word. You will follow them up. And again,
absolutely.
That's the biggest mistake that I've made, because maybe out of the 17 years, 12 of those years I didn't treat the buyers the way that I should have done.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
you're never too old to learn, folks.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, like you do. Sometimes we're also like chase, and like you just have to slow down sometimes to be present in the moment and just enjoy the moments that happen in real estate. The successful sale, the successful listing. You got to celebrate these things.
For sure.
Yeah, mate. Really appreciate you coming on today.
Oh, you're welcome. I've actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah, you've been awesome. There's been so much gold in here for anybody that's watching this. So, no, we really appreciate having you here at Freedom. And really appreciate you coming in today.
Awesome, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.